In 1928, a woman in Scotland ordered a simple ginger beer. She took a sip, felt something strange, and inside the bottle was a decomposed snail. She got sick. She sued. And what happened next didn't just change her life. It changed every lawsuit, every injury claim, and every duty of care case for the next 100 years. This is the shocking story of Donoghue versus Stevenson, the case that created modern negligence law. It's the evening of 26th of August 1928. A woman named May Donoghue walks into a café in Paisley, Scotland. She's not wealthy, she's not powerful, she's just here to enjoy a treat, a ginger beer float. Her friend orders it for her. The waiter brings over a dark, opaque bottle of ginger beer. May pours it over her ice cream, takes a sip, and everything seems normal, until she pours the rest. A slimy, decomposed snail slides out of the bottle. May is horrified. She becomes violently ill. Doctors later diagnose her with gastroenteritis and shock. But here's the twist. She can't sue the cafe. She can't sue the friend who bought the drink. And under the law at the time, she can't even sue the manufacturer, because legally, he owed her nothing. Back then, the law was brutally simple. If you didn't buy the product yourself, and you didn't have a contract with the manufacturer, you had no right to sue them. No contract means no responsibility. So even though the snail came from the manufacturer's factory, even though the bottle was sealed, even though May got sick, the law said, "Too bad. He didn't owe you a duty." This wasn't just unfair, it exposed a massive hole in consumer protection. If manufacturers owed no duty to the people who actually used their products, then who did they owe a duty to? This question would soon explode into one of the most important legal battles in history. May Donoghue decides to fight back. She sues the manufacturer, David Stevenson, for negligence. Stevenson denies everything. He says, "There's no proof the snail came from my factory. I didn't owe her a duty. She didn't buy the drink. She wasn't my customer." And under the law at the time, he was right. The case climbs through the Scottish courts. Judges argue, lawyers debate. Some say May deserves justice. Others say changing the law would open the floodgates. Finally, the case reaches the House of Lords, the highest court in the UK, and this is where everything changes. In 1932, Lord Atkin delivers a judgment that will echo for generations. He says something radical, something simple, something that seems obvious today, but was revolutionary at the time. He says, you must take reasonable care to avoid acts or omissions which you can reasonably foresee would be likely to injure your neighbor. But who is your neighbor? Not the person living next door, not someone you know personally. Your neighbor, he says, is anyone who is closely and directly affected by your actions. This single sentence creates the modern concept of duty of care. It means manufacturers owe a duty to consumers, drivers owe a duty to other road users, doctors owe a duty to patients, businesses owe a duty to customers. This judgment becomes the foundation of modern negligence law, all because of a snail. Today, Donoghue versus Stevenson affects every personal injury claim, every product liability case, every negligence lawsuit, every duty of care argument. If you've ever been injured by a defective product, if you've ever sued for negligence, if you've ever relied on a company to keep you safe, You've benefited from this case. It transformed the law from a rigid contract-based system into a modern framework based on responsibility, foreseeability, and care. And it all started with a woman who had no money, no power, and no contract, just a bottle of ginger beer and the courage to fight for justice. The original bottle was never found. The snail was never preserved. But the impact? That's still alive today. Donoghue versus Stevenson isn't just a legal case. It's a reminder that ordinary people can change the world, even when the law seems stacked against them. One bottle, one snail, one lawsuit, and the entire concept of negligence was rewritten. If you want more real stories about how the law shapes our lives, make sure you're here for the next one. And please like and subscribe.